Well, the next big date to watch in the Donald Trump indictment saga is December 4th.
That's where the former president is due back in court for hearing. But what happens in the meantime? Fox 5's Sharon Crowley takes a look at what's next. Sharon?
Yeah, Natasha and Steve, legal experts telling me the goal of Trump's defense team is pretty simple. Get this case dismissed. To that end, his team of lawyers will be filing motions all summer long, challenging the felony counts in the indictment and looking for ways to discredit the Manhattan DA's case.
Former President Trump's historic appearance as a criminal defendant inside a courtroom in Lower Manhattan may not repeat itself until his next court date, now scheduled for December.
What's going to happen between now and basically through the summer is a lot of legal maneuvering.
Attorney Arthur Aidala is a high-profile criminal defense lawyer here in New York City. He says Trump's defense team will likely pick apart the 34 felony count indictment, looking for ways to discredit witnesses or evidence with the aim of getting the case dismissed.
They'll make their arguments that there's not enough evidence to support these crimes. That'll be one motion that's done. I'm anticipating a motion for a change of venue to get out of the island of Manhattan. They'll use the election results to show that so many people in that borough are so against him that it's impossible to get a fair trial.
Trump's lawyers may also argue the alleged crimes happened too long ago, beyond the statute of limitations. Imran Ansari is a former prosecutor and criminal defense lawyer.
The first step as a defense attorney for Donald Trump is to look at the indictment, analyze the charges, and start thinking about how are we going to attack these charges even before trial. And the way you're going to do that are with motions to dismiss and also motions to attack the evidence that support these grand jury charges.
The judge didn't issue a gag order. However, he warned the former president of the United States not to make statements that could incite violence. Attorney Arthur Aidala spoke with Trump's lawyers just moments after the arraignment was over.
I asked how he's doing, and they're like, he's fine. But he's obviously, nobody wants to go through what he just went through. And he's obviously frustrated because he's now in a forum where he can't speak. And putting Donald Trump in a situation where he can't voice his opinion must be very frustrating for him.
And the former president expressing some of that frustration back home in Florida tonight. So what we know now is that this unprecedented legal case could drag right into next year, just as the former president is campaigning for his bid for re-election to the White House. Natasha?
All right, Sharon, thank you.